Hi you guys, this is Rachel Kirkland here, the Modern Shaman, and thanks for joining me for another YouTube question and answer video. If you're new to the channel, welcome, and feel free to check out my website. I also have a new series of psychic development workshops that are coming up this year, so stay tuned for those and visit my website if you're interested in learning more about how to truly activate and embody and encourage your own psychic connections. Okay, and again, that's all on the website at themodernshaman.net. So here's the question for this week. I'm just going to read it and then we'll dive into the answer. She says, Rachel, I was wondering if you'd do a video about how to self-heal in dreams. I can't find much information out there about it. I read that you can use dreams with animal spirits to heal ailments by turning into them. Since I often have shape-shifting type of dreams, I want to know more about this. I would appreciate all your help. Thank you so much. Okay, so the video today will be kind of that topic about using dreams or meditation times to help promote healing or balance within the body, mind, and spirit. It's a good one. Good question. All right, so let's talk a little bit about this state of dreaming and how to utilize it. It can be a very powerful state, and I'm glad that you suggested even shape-shifting and utilizing the form of different animals in order to vibrate in similar harmony to those qualities that they embody. All of that in terms of shape-shifting can be incredibly powerful for self-healing. And I love that you even mentioned that and kind of had already tuned into that or were vibing with that idea. So let's go into kind of some basics about dreaming or the dream world, right? It's somewhat ambiguous, and a lot of the work that you can do during your dream state, you can also do during your meditation time, all right? Meditation time, so that light sleeping time, or where a lot of us have connection and communication with spirit, which is in that light sleeping realm, either right before you fall into deep sleep patterns or right before you fully wake up. That state, that theta, it's a theta brainwave state, is also connected to, or I guess it's the same brainwave state as those that are in a deep meditation. It's kind of a trance. Your body and your muscles are moved into a very relaxed state of being, but you're on that bridge between conscious and subconscious in terms of your internal activity and your mind. And so you have access as kind of a bridge. So it's a powerful time of utilizing how to kind of promote, or what we would call like programming your sleep or programming your meditation in terms of what you want to happen, right? This is also a space where people say that, like I said, they get direction from spirit, or things come up and arise in their subconscious to their conscious, and they have this interplay here. So staying in this theta brainwave state, or using it to program where you want to move into when you dive into your deep brainwave, that delta state or that REM type of sleep, and using that time when you're in theta, or when you're in light meditative bridge between conscious and subconscious, sort of light sleeping, to tell yourself where you would like to go, what you would like to do, how you would like to utilize healing, what form you would like to shapeshift into, why you're doing it, where you want the healing energy to go, what energies you want to connect with. Utilizing that time of the conscious and subconscious bridge is a powerful way to use your dream space for healing. Again, I'm kind of utilizing dream space and meditation interchangeably because it's more of a state of your brain waves and a state of your being, this lucidity to you. and that placement than it is just the dream space. You can even do this in your waking life when you zone out into more of a theta brainwave state. It's a practice state of being. So you can access that form of conscious, subconscious kind of navigation very easily when you get used to maintaining that state of brainwaves, okay, that frequency. Okay, so let's talk about programming it. So once you kind of have identified that space, let's say you decide you want to work on healing for the mind. Okay, this can be particularly effective because these are kind of ego-free spaces, right? Where we go beyond the mind or the consciousness and into the subconsciousness or the egoless state of being. So it's particularly effective in terms of like behavioral therapy or moving yourself into a place of being of how you want to react, behaviors you want to promote, reactions that you want to have versus those that you don't. So it can be particularly effective to move into a state and kind of program where you want to go from there. So similar to the way that you would program a crystal, if you're familiar with that phrase of programming quartz. So quartz is programmable. I have a video somewhere in the list of videos talking about how to connect with crystals and kind of introduce yourself. And part of quartz, what's so amazing about it and has been known through many ancient cultures, is it has a programmable aspect to it where it's receiving your transmissions of energy and it's kind of shifting and aligning with you on a molecular structure on a very specific way of continuing the frequency that you start for it. So I'm gonna get a little scientific here, but you don't need to know the details, but the basics are that your pineal gland, right, which secretes hormones that help you sleep, like melatonin, these type of hormones, even the DMT hormone that gives vivid dream. There's all sorts of hormones that are secreted by the pineal gland. It also has these teeny tiny microscopic crystals that are inside of it and sometimes around it and are connected to your pineal, and they are essentially programmable just like a quartz crystal would. So when you're in this light sleep stage, there's a sense that you're able to utilize the programming of your pineal crystalline structure to kind of start where you would like the healing to go, to start the program. Okay, you can think about it like a computer program. You put in the program or the game that you want to play while you move into the deep delta or REM type of sleep, which is typically where we think of the brain waves, which is really where you're totally out, right? To where even if your alarm goes off, it's like the alarm becomes part of the dream. You know what I'm saying? Or when you're awake and you're actually dreaming that you're awake, it's like you're so out, you're totally out. So utilizing the crystalline structure of your pineal, essentially that's what you're doing. You're programming it. You are setting the tone in a vibrational state, a frequency, and the crystals within your brain and your pineal gland are receiving those messages of your intention of what you would like to do. This is similar to how it responds in a lucid dream. You're essentially programming from your frequency what you want to happen during that dream. So you would initiate if you want to connect with an animal. And there's a powerful use of shape-shifting in terms of animal structures because you embody the energy that those beings or that form is known for. So if you in this body tend to have a lot of fear and issues with courage or stage fright or something like this that you're working through, personal self-doubt, it can be very healing to embody a bear or a lion or a wolf or an animal that has a pure sense of courage, strength, self-power, self-integrity, this this courageous lion, so to speak, you literally will move into a form that already vibrationally embodies that tone. And so by initiating it in that pre-sleep state, that theta brainwave state, remember you can do this in meditation just as much as you can right before you fall asleep. Initiating thinking of that animal, thinking of those qualities within that animal, thinking of an environment that embodies that. There's even meditations out there that will help, that are on YouTube, that will help kind of you move into a sleep-like state, initiating thoughts of these animals. But this is a powerful way, and you start to vibrationally align. And then when you move into REM sleep, or this deep brainwave sleep, essentially you let go of the ego, of the mind, and the subconscious, the deep subconscious, takes over that sense of embodiment. Okay, and this is where that healing vibration really takes hold, because your sense of being becomes stronger, it becomes confident, it becomes brave, it becomes all of those embodiments of the natural form of that animal. Now, you can also do this with your higher self, with angels, with high vibrational beings, with other planetary beings that you that you really strongly align with in terms of wanting to be in that vibrational embodiment. So you can utilize this time, again, whether it be for healing of the mental mind, if there's self-doubt and you want to initiate embodiment of the full totality of your highest vibrational self, or your wise, timeless self outside of this form. Or, I have clients that love that align with particular angelic energies, whether it's certain archangels that they would love to vibrationally embody and feel what that feels like. That's very powerful in terms of healing, because you are vibrationally mimicking and embodying that energy outside of the ego. You don't have the self-doubt, right? You don't have the counter talk and the little, you can't do that little voice. It's stopped when you're in that brainwave state of delta. You've moved beyond that conscious mental mind. So it can be a very powerful state of alignment, and utilizing that pre-state of theta within the brainwave to get into that place, essentially to program, like I said, those kind of crystals to take over, to take that flow of energy and keep the brainwaves moving into that programmed state, can be incredibly healing for you. You can also do this with physical healing. If you're trying to heal a certain area of the body, you can literally move and program light into a particular organ. So before you're falling asleep, you can visualize that organ, setting the pineal crystals to that attunement of essentially bringing light. You can see a sun moving into the body and filling that organ with light. You can see Jesus's hands coming out, being full of light, reaching into that organ or holding that organ. Whatever it is that you vibrationally want to program in order to create a sense of healing. And notice what feels healing to you. A lot of times, animal spirits are really helpful because they embody it without the mental constriction. But you can also, if light feels healing to you, if warmth feels healing to you, if soothing energy, something like water, feels healing to you, you can align with an elemental that may feel healing. Wind, water, fire, things like this, that feel to where they give you that sensation. And then as you move into that deeper state of sleep, the vibrational tone has been set, that pineal essentially has been programmed, and it takes over throughout the dream space. Even if you don't remember the dream, if you're not woken from that deep sleep, sometimes we don't remember it, but the activity of the mental, of the brainwave and the pineal of essentially having been programmed will fulfill that program, just like a computer, right? It will fulfill, it's been programmed, the program will run until you wake. So you'll be doing that essence of healing for yourself all through the nighttime. And I do want to stress too, that theta state, I know I said it at the beginning, but that's a state that we're also in when we're in meditative states or trance, or if we're doing shamanic drumming, moving, even sometimes when we zone out, right? When we're driving the car or when we're listening to music, it takes us out of body. It's that kind of in-between state of conscious and subconscious. It's the bridge, right? So you have access to that state even to utilize this form of programming and moving yourself into a state of healing all the time during your daily meditation. So use it if this resonates with you. Awesome question. I love it. And now you got homework, okay? We'll be back here next week for another video. Blessings.